So it's been a number of months now. I've got everything mostly how I'd like it here on this violin, but unfortunately, as I was playing it, I noticed that there was a buzz, and if I look really closely at the seam right here, it's actually split. So what that means is the glue has become delaminated from the side of the instrument here in the bottom piece. A little bit of, well, let's move this out of the way here. And yeah, so I've got this little bit of foil here in a plastic Tupperware, and I'm just gonna add some of this hide glue in here in some hot water and mix it up and see what happens. So there's some hot water. You can see the steam there coming off of it. That's kind of mixing up here. There you can see that just moves ever so slightly. So I'm gonna get some of this hide glue here and just take this very thin metal tool here and try to, squeeze it down in the seam. Yeah, that's working pretty good. A little bit of a messy process, but hey, that's quite okay. And now the benefit of this, the best part of this is it just cleans right off. So I'm just going to get another paper towel, some of this boiling hot water. So a little bit of hot water here, and this should just wipe right off. Yep, indeed it is. And this little bit of moisture should also help reactivate that old hide glue that's still in the seam. And now I'm not putting much pressure on this at all, just enough to kind of hold it in place while this glue fully dries. I'm going to leave this clamped for about 24 hours. Super exciting. Well, it's been 24 hours, and the clamps, I think the clamps did their job. Let's see, did the glue hold? And yes, it has. You can see that seam is now nicely glued up there. I don't know, I think this violin is good enough. I think it needs some dominant strings. These are just cheap Diodario's on here.